We are back with more story time, doing Glunk the Paladin, Chapter 8, Waiting for Death is the name of Chapter 8. If you remember, they were on trial for murder, and it didn't go well.
Guilty.
I don't know if I will remember how to do some of the voices that I started doing for some of the characters. So if there is an inconsistency, I'm very sorry. This is why AI voiceover is almost better, because if you're using certain software, it'll remember, if you take notations, it'll remember what the voice sounded like. And now it's just all in my head, and you all know that's not very good. But here we go. The dungeon felt darker and mustier the second time around. The first time, there was a glint of hope, a hope that the magistrate would see justice be done. But justice was blind, deaf, and dumb. Now, all they had was the certainty of a brutal death in 2 days' time. This is it. We're going to be shorter by a head. And for what? Your justice? He whirled on Glunk, who sat serenely against the wall. We could have fought instead of surrendering and allowing ourselves to become prisoners. Maybe we could have incapacitated the soldiers while we ran. If killing was off the table, anything would have made more sense than this. Flint is loud, Olga rumbled from the corner, sharpening a bone on the stone floor. But Olga agrees. This is bad death. No glory, no battle, just chop. Olga's skull will gather dust on trophy rack. Glunk looked at his massive hands. You're not wrong, he said, his voice softer than they have ever heard it. But, he paused for a long while, if we fight, we prove we monsters. We hurt men just doing job. If we die for what is right. We show them our hearts, even if they too blind to see. He looked up, meeting Flint's gaze. Sometimes paladin must be martyr is hardest lesson. His words hung in the damp air. For once, Flint had no retort. The grim truth of it settled over them like a shroud. It was early morning, the day before their execution, and they had a visitor. Yara came to the dungeon door. The jailer was very curt. Say your piece and leave. I'm not gonna join them on the chopping block for you or anyone. I'll be watching. That one was done on the fly. Yara thanked the jailer for his time and turned to speak with Glunk through the bars in the cell door. I'm very sorry to come to you at a time like this, but I'm at my wit's end. Lena has vanished, and I have no idea where to look. I know you can't do anything from in here, and I'm probably the last face you want to see, but has she come to you at all? Mentioned where she may have run? Anything at all? Olga was the first to respond. They are sleeping. I don't know why. Soon we all sleep forever. Rotting in ground. Our useless bones gathering dust on trophy shelf. Flint stirred and looked up. You might expect me to say this is all your fault, but I won't. That crazy kid saved my neck back there in the den of despair. Yep, She cracked the warlord over the head with a rock. Sure, we were there because of your plea, but that kid saved me. I haven't seen her, though. None of us have. If you do see her, tell her, I don't know. Tell her Flint sends his regards. Glunk finally opened his eyes. A solemn smile touched his green lips. You tried, Yara. Glunk looked down at his shackles, then back up at her. It was good that you came to talk for us. You should go. Find your child. She should not be alone. She too small. Yara couldn't hold back her sorrow. She did feel responsible for everything. She apologized with tearful eyes and took her leave. Chapter 9. A Giant Interruption. Dawn arrived, gray and cold. They were marched into the main square of Stonecrest, a crowd of townsfolk gathering to witness the spectacle of the monster's execution. The headsman, a hooded brute, tested the edge of his axe. Flint shivered, either from fear or the cold morning air. Oh, he keeps it sharp. Professional. That's good, right? He swallowed. Olga stared down the block as if it were a worthy opponent. Olga, ready. Make quick end, yes? Glunk was first. He knelt, placing his head on the block. He looked up to Yara, weeping in the crowd of onlookers, but there was no sign of Lena, her daughter. They had pleaded fiercely for Glunk's release, but their pleas fell on deaf ears. He was even surprised to see some of the other villagers in the audience with somber faces, even those who at first feared Glunk and his companions. It brought him a small comfort. He closed his eyes, a whispered prayer on his lips. For the might of Glum. His prayer was cut off, not by the axe, but by a sound like a mountain being torn in two. Boom! The ground shook. A tower on the city wall exploded in a shower of stone and timber. And then it rose over the buildings. A forest giant, nearly 3 times the height of a house, its body clad in poorly stitched bear hides. In its hand was a pine tree, which it swung like a club, flattening a merchant stall. Panic, absolute sheer panic. Arrows peppered its body, some deflected by the makeshift club, others lodged in the giant's flesh, but it did little to slow the creature. Spearmen broke formation and scattered. The giant roared, a sound that could shatter glass and courage alike. From the executioner's block, Glunk watched, his warrior's mind analyzing the threat. Then he turned to focus on the commotion unfolding a stone's throw away. The magistrate, Lord Valerius, was pulled from his dais by a frantic city official, his face a mask of terror. He looked from the rampaging giant to the 3 chained monsters, a desperate calculation in his eyes. He stumbled forward, his voice a dry shriek lost in the chaos. The guard captain, showing more sense than his lord, slammed the release on their chains, then ordered the men to return Glunk's weapons. "Stop it!" the captain yelled. "For the love of the gods, stop it!" Flint scrambled for his daggers, a manic glee replacing his fear. "So we're the city's new pest control, eh? I don't know. It feels rather bittersweet to save the people who were about to unalive the 3 of us." Olga hefted her bone spear, a true smile stretching her face for the first time in days. "Olga likes this giant. Big skull for Olga's collection." Glunk stood, his fingers wrapping around the familiar comforting grip of his great axe, he looked at the giant, then at the terrified people, then at his companions. The noble resignation was gone, replaced by the fierce, protective fire of a warrior who had been given a second chance. He grinned, tusks gleaming in the morning light. Now, we show them what monsters really do. And I'm going to leave it there. That was 2 more chapters. I guess I'll do it 2 chapters each time. I'm thinking that leaves 2 more chapters. No, there's 3 more. So it might be another 2 or a 3. We'll see what happens. But that is where I'm going to leave it. I know. Another big, what do they call it? Cliffhanger. Yes, a cliffhanger. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at doing this. I know. But that's what happens when you go from gaming to trying to be a storyteller. I hope you really enjoyed this. Like I said, I've been having a blast writing. So if you don't like something about my story, let me know what it is, you know? Because I don't think I'm gonna stop, even if people don't like it. I know, stupid, huh? Yeah, daft, because you should always do what the crowd wants, but I'm having too much of a good time doing this, and it's something different. So I promise I won't stop doing gaming stuff. I will just try to alternate or something. We will compromise, I promise you, because I love and respect my audience just for hanging out with me. You have no idea how much that really means to me. So in that same thing, I am low-key hoping that you guys are enjoying at least this story, if not the sci-fi one. Because like I said, it's been a lot of fun writing. I'm going to leave it here. Please, if you like what I do here, and whether it's the stories or the gaming content, leave a like. That would help a lot. And you can subscribe if you're not subscribed. The likes are the most pivotal thing, because that means my stuff gets shared to more people. And I mean, yeah, the subscribes are key too, but I think a lot of you are already subscribed. If not, then what are you waiting for? It's free, guys. But if you feel like free isn't good enough for my content, then yeah, you could join as a member. There's my Patreon link down below, so check all that out. And thank you to all my current members and Patreon patrons. You guys are awesome. You are my Glunk. You are my big green hero, okay? And I appreciate you, even if your English is bad, just like Glunk's. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and a wonderful tomorrow.
Steals the sun away and taxes take the yield. The warlord took Arlene, a girl, her fate was all but sealed. We prayed to gods who turned their backs on Hobson's bitter beer. Then 3 dark shapes came down the path, a hope to quell our fears. Oh, Glunk the Green, with axe of blackened steel. Oh, God. Lay the trap sprung in the mire. The goblin laughed, plus buckets cried, and stole the warlord's wire. The of men with fists of brand, till Glunk said, surrender now, stoic in his demand.
Oh, Glunk the Green, with axe of blackened steel. Oh, God the Troll, who makes the curses real. And Flint Quick Finger, with his crooked grin, they went into the mountain to bring our leader
A knife held to the innocent, a threat to make them yield. The green hand from the shadows was caught upon the field. But from the dark, a tiny savior, a rock held in her hand, she cracked the skull of cruelty to free this wretched land.
Glunk's great axe came down, a bloody final rain. The warlord split his rotten heart, will never beat again. And on the child's face they saw a grin both sharp and wide, a little bit of monster now blooming deep inside. Oh, Glunk the Green, with axe of blackened steel. Olga the Troll, who makes the wicked kneel. And Flint Quick Finger, who owes a life debt grim. They came out of the mountain, they brought our leader in.
They took no silver, took no gold, just bread and cheese and grief. So raise a pint of Hobson's best to the merciful monster. The merciful monster. The merciful monster chief.